This is a generation of losers. And I know you know what I'm talking about. You've seen different things. Your parents have commented on different things. And the reason you clicked on this video is because something in the title sparked true. Something in the title rung true to you. And you resonate with that. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So today we're going to uncover what that means and why I think that is the case. And why you think that's the case to some degree. And, at the heart of it, right, surface level, one could say this generation has gone soft. That's 100% true. People are directionless. They have no vision, no goals, no aspiration, no passion driving them, waking them up every single day. And that's largely because of the distractions that we're surrounded by. There are tons of distractions in society nowadays, especially for a young and impressionable mind. It isn't good. You know what I'm talking about. I often catch myself doing things just for the sake of doing them. Not because I'm interested in it, but just because it's right there in front of me. So my brain, without even thinking, I just do this one thing. That might be for you scrolling on Instagram, looking through random books without actually reading them, engaging in something you don't really care about, but just because it's in front of you and it's shiny and it's bright and it's glittery, we indulge, right? We waste our time doing things like that. And I think that takes up a lot of our time and diverts our interest. And then all of a sudden we get caught up in things that don't really serve us in any way. We're not passionate about them. We don't care about them. They don't serve us. They don't help us. They don't make us better. And that makes us weaker by the day, because at the end of the day, there are only 24 hours in a day. What you spend your time on matters. Wasting time is real. And there's a saying I grew up hearing all the time, and it goes, time wasted can never be regained. And so one of the reasons why this has become a generation of losers, Gen Z especially, the reason why we're such huge losers is because we don't know how to spend our time. And to some degree, it's not our fault because, again, surrounded by distractions. There's distractions left, right, and center. Everywhere you look, there's something distracting you. If it's not something shiny on a cereal box, the contents of this meal that you're about to eat is completely unhealthy, but because it looks sparkly and it's beautiful, has vibrant colors, we get carried away by that. When we're supposed to be studying, there's media over here. Someone has some TV on, some computer on, and it's beautiful, the brightest lights you've ever seen, 4K, HD, HP. It's insane. It's insane, right? So when we're supposed to find the passion to focus on things that make us better, things that make us improve, it's almost impossible because there are tons of distractions out there. So to some degree, I'm not even blaming you. I'm not blaming us as a generation, right? And let's not talk about the demise of the family, right? Most people's parents are divorced. The last I checked, the divorce rate in the United States for first marriages, the first time you get married, is 40 to 50%. That's insane. Essentially what that means is if two people get married, two different people, right? Different couples, two couples, one is probably going to be divorced. Almost definitely. That's insane. And so when those people have kids, and I'm talking about our parents now, when they have kids and those kids need moms and dads, right, to have a healthy family community, and they don't have one, they're deprived of one or the other, of course they're going to be directionless. Of course they're imbalanced, right? Of course they're seeking for love in all the wrong places. Of course they preoccupy themselves with the vain pursuit of false love. Of course they're directionless. And of course we become losers, chasing after the wrong things. The unit of community that we're supposed to have built in, the family, is destroyed. Most people in secular culture, in the secular community, are from broken homes. Broken by either drug consumption, divorce, family issues, sexual issues, right? There's so many things affecting different individuals. And if you're a young person, I know you know exactly what I'm talking about because you've at least been affected by one of those things. I guarantee it. And if you haven't, God bless your soul. You are one of a kind. You are one of a kind. You better be thankful for that. Because I don't think I've met one young person who hasn't experienced any of those issues I just mentioned in their family. And so when your life is so unbalanced, of course it's going to be difficult for you to make any sort of progress. Of course it's going to be difficult for you to find the hope and joy in life. Of course you're going to be pessimistic about any and everything and thus not pursue your passions because, I mean, what the hell? What's it worth? Right? Right? Of course. So all this is understandable. You know, I completely get it. Young people aren't dating anymore. Right? Cheating has become normalized. Right? Loser behavior has become normalized. It's okay to use people and hurt them and make them feel like crap simply because you feel like crap. And again, the old adage goes, hurt people hurt people. So it's understandable, right? It doesn't mean it's okay, but it's understandable. We are a generation of losers, and you know what I mean. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So all that's true, and I've just gave you a bunch of excuses, right? I just told you exactly why this generation has ended up the way it has. It's not just on the individual. As much as I embrace the philosophy and the idea of radical responsibility, of course it's not completely on the individual. There are real things in society, in real life, that have affected this generation and caused us to stray from the things we know best. The things we know that are best for us, the things we know that are good for us. There are reasons. But the main point of this video is not to dog on you and not to give you a victim story, to be like, oh, you know, all these things are against you, and so it's completely understandable why you're an absolute screw up. It's understandable why you're a loser. That's not the point of this video. The point of this video is what I'm going to say next. And that is, at the end of the day, everyone has a difficult life. At the end of the day, every generation and every individual has had something against them. You have to find it within yourself to make progress in the face of trials and troubles. Right? That's what it's all about. Everyone has a tough life. Everyone has a hard life. But you must take responsibility for the things you can change. That is the only way to improve. And if you want to stop being a loser, that's the route you're going to have to take. There is no easier route. There is no other route. Personal responsibility is the only way to improve. There is no sidetracking. There is no mature, because people tend to think, this is how this generation thinks. You know, I'll figure it out when I get older. You know, by the time I'm 21, I'll definitely have it figured out. Dude, if you don't take active steps to change and make progress, that change will not come regardless of how old you are. Look at the amount of 35-year-olds you know who live in their mom's basement when they're able-bodied and have the ability to do better. How do you think that happened? It's because they went through the different phases of life, optimal for growth and maturity in different areas, and they did not take the active steps to mature and grow in those areas. It doesn't just happen. You have to take responsibilities. You have to take responsibility for the things you can change. That's the only way change will happen. And so again, if you want to stop being a loser, that's the weight you're going to have to carry. That's the weight you're going to have to bear. And things can change. This is not a video made to embrace pessimism or to feed your pessimism. No, this is a call to action. This is a generation of losers, but we can change. Gen Z, because Gen Z and every generation is made up of individuals. So I'm talking to you. You have potential and ability that you don't even understand, that the people around you can't even fathom, right? Well, you have to tap into that first. It's an uphill climb, and the farther you go, the farther you'll get. But you have to see it first. You have to be willing to improve, be willing to make the change. This is a generation of losers, but it doesn't have to stay that way. You can change the world. And the first step of changing the world is changing yourself, changing your life, helping the people around you. And that extrapolates, and that has a compound effect. And then all of a sudden, the world has been changed because you've created and built a way of life for yourself and your family that now little minions of your principles are out there in the world making real change. And that's how we transform this generation. And that's how you stop being a loser. That's how we stop being losers. So this is a generation of losers at this moment, but we can change. Find it within yourself to make strides, make progress, and institute change in your life. This is Corban Conversations. Seek on, seek on. Thank you for watching. Catch you next time.